Imagine standing in Times Square, surrounded by flashing billboards, buzzing crowds, and 1,000 stories erupting all at once. What's really going on beneath that chaos? The Sociology Project pulls back the curtain on moments like this, where individual lives collide with massive social forces you never saw coming. Stick around. Uncovering this hidden social choreography will change how you see your world forever. Start with the sociological imagination, the key to connecting personal struggles to larger social patterns. Here's the first jolt. Your life isn't just your own story, it's a chapter in a massive, tangled social novel. In the 1950s, C. Wright Mills described a woman overwhelmed, stuck in a laundry routine, unable to escape her financial and social struggles. Her personal troubles weren't isolated, they mirrored a larger national pattern. This everyday grind suddenly revealed society's weight pressing down on individual lives, showing how private problems are public issues in disguise. Think of social forces like gravity. You can't see gravity, but it shapes how everything moves, from planets to apples falling off trees. Similarly, social structures pull and push people invisibly, guiding choices while leaving little room to break free. This invisible puppetry explains why two people making free choices often end up in very different places. The payoff? Once you grasp these invisible connections, you move from guessing why things happen to understanding their deep roots. That shift turns sociology from abstract noise into a powerful tool for decoding your daily world, empowering you to question and maybe even change the system. Power isn't just politicians or bosses. It's woven into the layers of society, often invisible but brutally real. Let's unpack how inequality shapes everything from money to race and gender, and how it sneaks into our everyday lives. Take the South Bronx, a place scarred by economic decline, racial segregation, and violence in the 1980s and beyond. The neighborhood's tragedy wasn't just random bad luck. It reflected deep structural inequalities like redlining and job loss. People's struggles there weren't isolated stories, but chapters in a much larger story about race and poverty in America. Social inequality isn't a simple ladder you climb. It's more like a layered cake, thick with cultural norms, institutional rules, and invisible barriers. Each slice represents different privileges or disadvantages baked into education, jobs, and even healthcare access. This analogy helps you spot how systemic issues stick together to shape opportunities, or block them. Here's the clincher. Once people see these layers clearly, they stop blaming themselves or others. This awakening fuels social movements, from the civil rights era to modern-day activism. Understanding inequality as a system, rather than individual failure, powers collective action that can rewrite unfair scripts. Culture isn't just art or music, it's the invisible lens coloring how we see everything. Media acts like the storyteller of society. Now, imagine how this shapes not just opinions but reality itself. In New York City during the 1990s, media stories flooded screens daily with violent crime headlines, painting a picture of rampant danger. Meanwhile, actual crime rates were falling. This mismatch fueled public fear and shaped policy in ways disconnected from reality, showing how powerful media framing can bend society's moods and actions. Culture works like a pair of colored glasses. What you see and how you interpret it depends on the tint. Media, language, rituals guide that tint. For instance, what counts as normal or desirable is shaped by cultural stories repeated through movies, ads, and news. These filters shape identities and power, often without us realizing. Here's the twist. When communities reclaim media narratives, challenging stereotypes and amplifying unheard voices, they disrupt the usual scripts. This cultural shift can change public opinion, influence policies, and open space for new social possibilities, making culture a battleground but also a tool for liberation. Back in Times Square, now your world feels different, less chaotic, more like a stage with invisible scripts and actors you understand. Every billboard, every rush of crowd energy is part of a bigger social story. Try this. Next time you feel overwhelmed by life's randomness, pause and ask which social forces are at play. The Sociology Project equips you with your own sociological imagination. Use it, your world depends on it. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.